everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Phumie.pemaseko. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are not subscribed yet, if that subscribe button is still red down below, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, guys. So today, on today's video, I'll be showing you how I created this look, and I have the details of this unit on my description box. If you are interested, feel free to send me an email. And I would also like to apologize for the audio in the middle of my video. I wasn't aware that my fan was making so much noise. So I like explaining every step that I do on my makeup in details, but unfortunately the audio went on and faded. I'm still gonna get a mic. I'm still gonna get a mic, but yeah, we are slowly getting there, and I'm praying that we will grow. And guys, please do feel free to suggest on what you want to see on my channel. It will be easier for me to create content that is more relevant and more relatable for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the video. Subscribe. Don't forget, share the video, like and comment. Stay tuned. So I'll start first with my eyebrows. I've already moisturized my face. I've got these friends here. I've given up on them because they just don't want to go away. So right now I'm using this Smudge Brow mascara, my favorite, my absolute favorite, because it's easy to use. I don't have to worry about sharpening the pencil. And it's also okay, it comes in different shades, I did say on my previous video. So it works as a brow spoolie as well. Is that correct? I don't know what kind of a makeup artist I am. I just messed up here. I forget names of many items, so I'll just do my quick eyebrows. I'll just brush them upwards. Nothing hectic, nothing dramatic, because I've got guests coming over and I'm already running out of time. And then I'll be using my Perfecting Concealer Smudge from Smudge in a shade Mohogany. Usually I lighten it with the other concealer that I bought still from the Smudge brand. This one comes in a shade medium beige. The reason I'm mixing them, I'm supposed to be using caramel because this one gets too light and this one, well, is more like my skin tone once it dries out. So I'll just clean up the my eyebrows using this concealer. You know, the days are not the same. Sometimes your makeup takes forever, sometimes you are fast. So right now this is a quick look that I usually do when I'm running late. Nothing hectic. I like doing my eyebrows before my foundation, so that it doesn't smudge my foundation, because sometimes my hands are always all over my face, so I prefer doing the brows first. You see how quick that was? Nothing hectic, because this shade is the same as my skin tone. It's not time consuming because I don't have to worry about blending it so much. And this is what I highly recommend for beginners. If you are a beginner, always go for a concealer that is similar to your skin tone, so that it doesn't show too much when you make errors. this is what I recommend for beginners. So yeah, I've got guests coming over. I've already had my breakfast smoothie. Always follow the shape of your eyebrows to avoid dramatic look, because what looks good on me might not look good on you. What looks good on you might not look good on me. I always say this because, you know, sometimes we are forcing looks that don't suit us at all because of our features, our facial features, and we end up looking funny. So yeah, you see how quick that was? This is a simple everyday look. It's what I always preach, simple everyday look. I mean, guys, we don't have time to be sitting on the mirror on a daily basis. We really don't. So I'll just apply this concealer underneath my eye area just to brighten it a bit. You know, this is very simple because this is a look that you can have while you are chilling in your house. You know, your guests don't have to see the crusty version of you, even though you are indoors. And then I'll be using my Revlon Mohogany foundation. It's almost empty, hey? It's almost empty. This is a combination. This is a colorstay foundation. I did say I was doing a very quick look, nothing hectic. And then I'll be taking my brush and blending it, depending on you. Others prefer blending using a beauty blender, but for me this is the quickest way I can do my makeup whenever I'm late. I don't blend the concealer just yet. I want it to get dry just a little bit so that it doesn't move a lot when I'm blending. Just tap with your brush until your foundation is well blended. The foundation blended while it's wet, because depending on the brand that you are using, it usually dries up fast. I didn't put too much foundation on my forehead because I don't want this line that usually stays here, and I don't want it to look too obvious. So whatever is left off on the brush, I'll just spread it through. I did put enough where I have dark spots. I did put enough foundation. You see how quick this look is? And then I'll just tap gently underneath my eyes to blend the concealer and my eyelid. You see that? This is how it turns out. Okay, now that it is well blended, you see this look looks very natural, nothing hectic. This can be your everyday look. So now I'm gonna move on to the next step. I don't like using too much highlighter. I'll just leave a little bit here and allow it to dry again, maybe just a bit here, not my entire nose, just a bit there. And then I'll allow it to dry. In the meantime, I'll take my powder, my favorite powder. It's black opal in shade number 4 dark. This is the deluxe finish powder. There are pressed powders. Pressed powder is actually my favorite because this one, it gets messy. it really gets messy. So I'm gonna be using this fluffy brush because I don't want to pick too much, and then I'll just tap it out. I don't want too much. I don't want to have fallout on my white towels. So yeah, and then I'll just, this is to just set my foundation. Nothing too much, just to set it. Apply as much as you need until you get that maximum coverage, because I didn't use a concealer underneath. I just applied the foundation, so you find some of my scars were still visible, so this powder just finishes off the look. It conceals everything. If you just tapping, you see how much is picked up with this brush. So try to tap it on your lid or back to your powder. If you are not sharing the powder, obviously, tap it back to your lid, and then you get to save this. You put it back on your container, or just apply it until it's well blended. You see, I'm not looking cakey, but I guess you see what I'm talking about. Try blending it very well here. Well, I don't like applying makeup on my neck because we get to hug people and we find that you smudge people. You smudge it all over their clothes, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Just apply your powder here, and then we move on to the next step. I'll be using this small brush. You can still use your foundation brush if you like. Let me use my foundation brush, my flat foundation brush, just to blend this concealer underneath my eyes. I don't want to spread it too much, the focus. I want it underneath my eyes because this is the area that I want to fix. This is the area that I would like to fix because I don't know what's happening here. But I like it brighter without making my face look too bright. And then this here. I'll use this brush that I used to apply my foundation, and then lightly tap just to kill those harsh lines and to make sure that it's well blended. You can also use your beauty blender if you prefer, but I'm a big fan of using brushes rather than a beauty blender. I feel like beauty blenders absorb too much makeup. They absorb too much makeup. I don't like highlighting my chin because it just makes my face look lighter and my neck remains even darker, so I just leave it like that. But if you like, you can highlight your chin. It's a matter of preference. I prefer not highlighting it. So what I'll be doing next, I'll be using my black Opal invisible oil blocking powder just to set underneath my eye area. It's important to set immediately, otherwise if you leave it for too long, it will start creating those lines underneath. The moment you apply your powder, it looks like you've got too many lines underneath your eyes. So try to set it immediately after blending the concealer. Not too much, just to mattify it. and to make sure that it doesn't move a lot. Even on my eyelid, I make sure that it goes there. You see, very simple. I'll go back again with the powder brush that I was using. I'm not adding anything, just to tone down the ashiness on this setting powder because I'm dark skinned. I'll just go over with this brush that I was using just to smooth everything together. Now I'll move on to the next step. If you have a blusher, but I prefer using these face contour palettes from Beauty Treats. I got them from Dischem. They are very affordable. If I'm not mistaken, they're 115 rands. So this, I'll be using this shade. It's more brown. It looks like it looks more plum. It looks like it's a combination of brown and plum. So I prefer this, and then I'll just warm up my face with this. Just smile so that you get the apples of your face, of your cheeks, and then twist with your brush. This brush, I got it from Pep. It was 20 rands, so I use it to apply my powder or my blusher. Just apply it in circles. You see the difference it does on your face. Just make sure that it is well blended. We don't want to have red cheeks. And then just a little bit on my nose, not too much. This warms up my face. I won't look gray, I won't look ashy, and at the same time this brush controls it so that I don't look too red. Once again, I'll go over with my powder brush, the very same one that I was using. I'm not adding anything on top, I just blend with it as well. Whatever is left off on the brush will balance out everything on my face. Simple, you see? This step you can skip, but if you like, you can do it. I never skip this step because I have a very wide nose. I have a very wide nose, so I'll be using an eyeshadow. It doesn't shimmer, it's a dark shade. This was actually from Revlon, so it got finished, and then I removed these remaining palettes and added them on my colors eyeshadow. This is where you keep the brushes, but instead of carrying a lot of empty palettes, I prefer doing this. So I'll be taking my brush. This is actually my angled shading brush, but I use it to contour my nose. So I'll go for this dark shade just here. Okay, so I'll be just contouring the sides of my nose just to make it look a bit pointy. I'm not gonna brush this all the way down. I'll just stop here and make sure that I do circular motions just to make sure that it's well blended. And then again, I'll go over with this powder brush that I've been using just to pick up any excess powder, any excess eyeshadow from my nose. Make sure that the contouring lines are not too harsh. They are well blended. They are well blended. Okay, then from there I'll move on to the next step, which will be applying a very clean eyeshadow. Using this small fluffy brush, I'll take this rustic, what shade is this? It's not bronze, but yeah, just a little bit. Just to make sure that when I apply my mascara, it pops and there's that shimmer. These are my colors Suburban eyeshadow palettes. They are very old. That's why they look like this, but they are very useful. So this is my favorite shade when I'm doing a very quick look. And then I'll take this my Pure Finishing Mineral Bronzing Powder in a shade medium, just to add shimmer a bit to my face. It doesn't shimmer a lot. I'll use the very same fluffy brush. I'll clean it using my brush cleansing sponge. This rubs off all the color. It makes sure that the brushes are clean while you're using it. So basically you can use one brush for everything. I'll just tap the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and then my eyebrows. I'll highlight that also. You see, it doesn't shimmer too much. It makes the makeup look natural. Another thing I like about this bronzer, you just twist it and then it comes up. It comes with a sponge. I don't like using that sponge. And then again, I'll take the brush I was using. This is my angled blusher brush. It's short. And then I'll just smile and then dust off on my cheeks. Circular motions just to make sure that it's well blended. I'll drag it to my hairline. Same goes to this side. And then it will give me this bronzed up look. I dropped my makeup setting spray. I don't know what happened. I dropped it, but it doesn't pump normally anymore. So I'll just hold it like this. And then, because I just need the mist on my face. I prefer using a setting spray before a mascara to avoid the mascara running down on my all over my face. And then I'll just mascara my eyelashes. You can apply as many coats as you want, depending on how visible you want your eyelashes to be. Okay, next step, I'll be using my lip therapy from Dischem. This is my absolute favorite. Using the pinky finger, I'll just apply it on the bottom lip. Because it shimmers too much and I have thick lips. When you have thick lips, you should avoid too much shimmer because they look even bigger. So yeah, this should be enough. You see, it gives that dewy look. So now I'll be putting on my wig.
Purple tree, plus I got this brown in me. Curly yellow dancing on me, said she smell the grin on me. And she straight from California, freaky, yeah, she wanna be. Tell me she like boys and girls, oh well, that's okay with me. Then she said, my Opal left me blue, I really loved it. So cold and so cruel, so many colors. Play hoes like Pro Tools, can't never trust them, trust them, trust them, trust them, no.